Welcome to OreoOlive.com. As you know, Oreo and olives don't mix, but the abstract thought of putting those two words together has enlightened me to create a channel to discuss various topics. On today's episode, what I want to talk about is how we live in a materialistic society, and why don't we put money towards things that would I think will benefit us a little bit more in the long run. So this is just a couple of thoughts that I've had in mind. Now, please feel free to definitely post some more information in the comments, because I definitely want to know how other people think and feel about these specific things. So we're just going to go over them. But you all know just as well as me, it's so easy for us to go out, right? We'll go out, we'll go to our cell phone carrier, we'll go put, or we'll go get one of these phones, iPhones, $1,500 for the best of the best, and we'll do an installment plan. We'll pay that $150 a month or $200 a month or whatever that you may get. But the phones used to not be on an installment plan. And I remember this from back in the day. There weren't no installment plans for no phones. The phones were cheaper, more than like a couple of $100s, but they were cheaper and affordable. But we've gotten to a point right now where these phones are about the price of like MacBook Pros. A good MacBook Pro run you about $2,500 if you want a really good one. And then the Mac Studios will run you about $3,000 to $3,500. But what we got right now is we got people who will go out and get these super overly expensive, overpriced phones, and they will put them on an installment plan and pay them out over the course of time. So I want you to think about that for a moment. And this is not me telling you what to do. This is just me just giving you another thought perspective on it. So don't take this as I'm telling you what to do with your money. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to get you to think outside the box. But my thought has been, if you're going to put $150 towards a phone, why not put that $150 towards like a trading account or something? You can trade stock, get a good return on your investment. Not that I'm a stock expert, not by any means, but these are just thoughts. The reason why I mentioned that is because, especially if you have small or little kids, or you want your money to grow, you can then get your portfolio to grow bigger and better, so that when you get those dividends or those payouts, you can do what you want to do with it. You can reinvest it, or you can go out and buy whatever other toy that you want. But we spend too much time and energy focused on getting the toys right now, to then use those toys and put those toys in front of people just to show them that we got the latest iPhone. And that shouldn't even come up. Now let's switch that to shoes. We will go, like, I can understand someone has bad feet and they can go out and they may get a really good pair of shoes that's going to be beneficial to their feet, because that will help them offset costs and going to see a podiatrist, chiropractor, and all that stuff, because your body's messed all up, because instead of doing that, you wouldn't invest in a good pair of shoes. But when you're going out here and you spend hundreds of dollars, like, let's take Jordans. We're going to use Jordans. I always like to use that as an example because people go crazy over them. I've never owned a pair of Jordans and probably never will own a pair, because I'm just not interested in sports stuff like that. But I know people who have closets full of like shoes, like 34 or 40 pairs plus shoes. Rather than taking that, why not invest in like some, if you're going to spend that much money, why not invest in like some land or something that you can get a good return on? I never understood that. And I'm going to tell you the reason what I think it is closer towards the end of the video. But I want to bring up a couple of points just to get our brains rolling and minds thinking about this. Next thing, AirPods. I got a pair of AirPods. Had them because I purchased an iPad for graduate school. And with that iPad came a free pair of AirPods because we ended up getting two iPads, and they came with two AirPods. And yes, I would use them with my phone, iPad, or something like that. But I didn't go out and buy them. They came as a package deal with something because I invested in a tablet to use for school. But I still know people who will constantly go out and get the most upgraded ones. So now you got a $1,500 phone. Then you got another $100+ on and a set of AirPods, and then more than likely you're gonna have to end up getting some other stuff. You're gonna have to end up getting the smartwatch. I used to have one. Love the Samsung Gear smartwatch. Being in the tech world is so cool. Being able to put your phone in your pocket and then look at the notifications on your watch. If you want to ignore it, and move on with your day. Don't have to pick up your phone. That's the beautiful thing about it. No bad comment towards smartwatches. Where I have the problem at is when they go fully into technology, they go fully into technology, and the investment that they made in there, they could have made that investment elsewhere. And that is some very interesting news to me that I want to bring up. Now, when you're looking at this, you also got to look at the car. Vehicles are the absolute best example. Drive anywhere on the road. Drive through any town. I guarantee you that you're going to see a big difference. You're going to see newer vehicles, number one, across the board. People will continuously get new vehicles just because they're out. They want to impress the people around them to make them think like they got something, and they may not. But what I've noticed growing up, and it's took me, and I didn't notice this till I was almost out. I think I was out of college when I started to notice this. Because growing up, I really didn't pay attention to it. But once I graduated college, I understood real quick. I would go through a nice neighborhood, and I would see, man, these beautiful, immaculate homes, manicured lawns, and I would see normal size cars or normal cars. Like I would see a normal car to me would be like a Honda Accord, a Honda Civic, a Chevy Impala. I want to say a non-luxury, non-sporty type vehicle. Right now, at the time of this video, you would see a lot more people have gone to get more Challengers, more Charters. They're getting the Scat Packs. They're getting all these additional add-ons. They're getting these $80,000 trucks. They're getting these Range Rovers. They're getting these Maseratis, which are cheaper now. And then when you look at where people are staying and living, they might either be renting, or they may be or the residence that they're living in may not be so immaculate. The residence may be run down. And so my thought on that is, would you much rather spend money on a vehicle just to give the impression that everything is great? Or would you much rather live in a nicer residence and have a decent car? And I would think having a decent working vehicle that's going to get you from point A to Z, is in zebra. Not from point A to point B, that's a hoopty. From point A to point Z. That's what I would think. But you have to understand too, everybody doesn't think on a larger level than that, because you got people out here who are paying like $800 to $1,000 car notes, and they're renting. Now, the first question would be, do people want to rent or do people want to purchase a home? If they want to purchase a home, but they're still buying additional materialistic things, it doesn't benefit them in the long run. But if the person is being very frugal and they're trying to get from renting to owning, and then they're not getting the latest stuff, then that would make sense for them to hold back until they get to a point where they can. Now, I would like growing up when I saw somebody in a very nice vehicle, like they would be in a nice, Cadillac or nice Mercedes, they would normally uh, be in retirement. And I gotta say, when you're retired, you don't put in your work. You don't put in that work. You need to enjoy your retirement, and why not go out and get everything that you want to get before your last days on earth? But you got kids in high school. Parents are buying them these nice trucks. Kids are getting these sports cars, and they don't even have a job. And so it's like, okay, well, people say, well, why can't the parents do something nice for the kids? The thing is, why would the parents go out and spend unnecessary money? Do like what parents used to do. Get their kids a hoopty to drive to school, make them get a gig or a little job at a local fast food restaurant so they can appreciate um, being able to work and earn something rather than something it get given to them. So people are going to do what they feel that is absolutely best for them at the moment and what's best for their family. And that's no problem. No problem at all. But we need to definitely do a better job in reallocating our resources away from the materialistic, I need to have the newest thing on the block, to, hey, what can I do right now that's going to set me apart, 3 to 5 years from now? Now, I'm not an expert in investments, nor am I trying to be an expert in investments. What I'm trying to be an expert at is creating a YouTube channel like I'm doing and talking to you all right now, and just giving you some thoughts, some food for thought, some things to think about the next time that you get ready to go out there and purchase that super expensive car, or go buy that super expensive smartwatch, or go invest in a $1,500 phone, or go and get $100,000 car, $80,000 car to impress people that you don't even like. Take that money and find something that you can invest in. It may be locally in your community. It may be a small plot of 1 acre of land that you can get for just a few G's. Why not do that instead of taking that money and continually buying the same thing over and over, the same phone over and over, same smartwatches over and over, going out and buying super expensive clothes? Think about it. Let me know what you all think, because I am eager to get some comments on this. I really want to get into an in-depth discussion on the way that we typically spend money, because the money oftentimes don't even bounce like 8 hours in our community soon as we get paid. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. So let's go ahead and get into this discussion. Like, and subscribe, OrioOlive.com. Look forward to talking with you soon.